Welcome to another week of Instigating with Clarkey and Drury, brought to you by our friends at Conway Furniture and, of course, Larry Hudson Chevrolet Buick GMC here in Listowel. Ryan Drury alongside Clarkey, and we're very pleased to be joined by a special guest from right here in Listowel, our friend Jeff Bannerman, the head coach of the Listowel Legionnaires under-22 team, who are champions of the Midwestern Ontario Senior Baseball League U-22 division. Jeff, how are you, my friend? Congratulations.
Like the hat, Clarkey. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, the exciting day. Had a smile on all day long. So
pretty incredible stuff. Now you make the final game, and boy, you guys really didn't waste any time getting a lead and extending that lead and keeping it. A 13-3 beatdown of Clinton in their backyard. That had to taste pretty sweet too.
Yeah. No, they're good guys over there at Clinton. Jeff Ryan does a good job over there too. But we struggled most of the year this year with pitching and injuries, and it was a battle just to get through the season. But as the end of the season started progressing, we started hitting the ball better, and things just started to come together. Like the last 10 games, Pete says, you guys were 7-3 on the last 10 games that we played. So that's, but the first half was a little bit the other way.
So what do you attribute that to? I mean, you said, the hitting came along, but was there a moment in the season that maybe just something started to click with the boys?
It actually was the last 3 games that or the weekend before the last 3 games there. Mm-hmm. We had a 3-game. We played Kincardine on the Friday night, won that, and then played a doubleheader against North Middlesex the next day, and won those easily. And then it just everything kind of fell together after that. The guys started to develop a little more confidence in their play, and the things just started to hit better, play a little better defense.
And you guys went on a heck of a run through these playoffs. Obviously, you beat North Middlesex 6-0. Back on Sunday, so the pitching definitely wasn't a problem on that day. And then you got into a wild shootout with Mitchell, 14-8. Talk about an exciting game. And then, of course, the 13-3 final against the Clinton Colts, obviously at the Raceway Diamond. Just incredible stuff. And as the coach, you kind of mentioned it, Jeff, a bit of a slow start to the season, some injuries, some inconsistency. You've got to be feeling pretty good about the way your team managed to come together and not only rally and have a good end to the year, but cap it off with a championship after all those ups and downs you went through.
Yeah, the boys were pretty happy last night there when we finished things up, that's for sure. The pitcher pitched the Monday night's game, Nick Verbeek. First game that he pitched this season, he threw 42 pitches and tore something in his shoulder, so I was figuring on him pitching, every third game basically. So and then we had a couple other guys that had said they were coming back, and they opted not to come, and so that put us kind of in a hole right off the bat for pitching. And managed to pick up a kid from Cambridge, Carter Schmidt, and he ended up he won the game for us on last night, and threw 100 pitches over the 5 innings, and wow. We walked off the diamond. So,
wow. Hey, tell us a little about your background. How long have you been in ball, and where'd you start?
Well, actually, I didn't play much ball myself growing up. A little bit. I grew up in Moncton on farm, so farm kid. And when I was old enough that I could bike out to Moncton to the diamond myself, and I played it for a few years, but then it was back to milking cows. So my involvement was with baseball was more just started coaching with the kids, my kids growing up here, and I've been between coaching hockey and coaching baseball. It's been 30 years plus of
nice
being involved that way. So
nice. Now we watch the Blue Jays a lot, of course, and we see how first of all, they're not a very good team. Secondly, I don't think they have good managers, and thirdly, the owners won't do anything about it. I know the Legionnaires have a new owner this year, and like if you have any problems with Al, you need to let us know because we can control him. But how has he been this year? And like he must think he's in heaven. Like first year, the juniors win. It's all ownership, right?
Al's been a great addition. He's a face around there and been helpful for the kids. Trying to come up with some ideas to help us a little bit here and a little bit there, and we want to keep promoting the junior senior Legionnaires in Listowel. It's been you talk to some of the older fellows and some of the history of it. It goes back to a lot of years of great baseball in Listowel, and we don't want to lose that, right? So, so keep things rolling.
Do you have the trophy?
It's a banner.
It's a banner. Okay.
Yeah, just a banner that we got there. If you've seen the picture of that.
There it is.
There it is. There's the picture right there. Yeah. Now, I will say too, Al is designing the rings, and they're going to be expensive rings. So you'll be looking forward to the rings. Al, under the gun now, Al.
Absolutely, yeah. We've really put Al under one here, but it's a great photo. It's a championship. You never forget those. Jeff, you talk about not losing that spirit of baseball in Listowel, and we were kind of talking off air. Like Listowel really has become a baseball town. The youth teams always do really well. They've won a lot of championships over the last number of years. U14, U12, all Ontarios. The senior Legionnaires, of course, won a championship back in 2018, and now you guys have done it. I mean, it must feel pretty special to be a guy from the local area and factor into a championship in what's become a pretty great lineage of winning in this town.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like that, going back that 2017 year, I was helping coach the midgets when my youngest Travis was the first year. And that year, Listowel minor ball won 5 of the 6 division OBA championships that year. And they were finalists in the 6th one. So that was a tremendous year for Listowel minor ball.
Talk about the help you're getting on the team with your assistant coaches, and please tell me Longer is a better coach than he is a hockey player.
He's pretty good. Like he played some pretty good fastball growing up, right? Like he played national stuff, so he knows his game, and I let him and Pete look after that end of things, and I'm the paper guy behind the scenes.
Nice. Yeah. That's good.
I think you're selling yourself a little short there, Jeff. And obviously, you've got an extensive coaching history through baseball and hockey. What's the key to kind of connecting with these young guys? Because this is the U-22, this is the junior Legionnaire squad. What has kind of helped you connect with people in that age group and kids that you've coached across both sports? But obviously, you win a title. What has kind of helped you over the years, and what have you learned about coaching in that time?
Well, I guess I'm a pretty easygoing guy when it comes to that, and work with the kids. We don't yell at them, and so we want them coming back, and have some fun with them and do some stuff. At this age, they're old enough to drink, so you might have a pint or two, and you just become good buddies with them. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a good environment. And I know that last week we had our friend, obviously Clarkey was away. So we had our friend Steve Sabrin on. And I know Paul was involved with the team this year.
Was he? Tell us about Paul. Yeah, give us
a scouting report.
Yeah, Paul Sabrin. Wow.
Paul Sabrin. Yeah, he had at the beginning of the season, he struggled a bit at the plate, but again, as the season progressed, he started getting better, and he made some big hits over the last 3 days to score some runs for us. So
nice.
Yeah, he was a big help.
You know why? Probably because he finally turned off Dad and didn't listen to Dad and listened to you instead.
Right.
You gotta do that to really get better. Anyway, that's good. That's good. I didn't know Paul was on the team.
Yes, Paul's on the team, and I find it handy every now and again. You got to tune Sabby out and just go your own way.
I've seen Sabby at one of Paul's games.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I've witnessed it. Now that was when Paul was like 12, though.
Yeah,
So-
no,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
pretty,
it's-
pretty hands off there with these guys.
He is. We're only teasing.
That's good. Yeah.
Sabby's a
And I'm
beauty.
teasing
and
about
Paul-
Longer too. Longer's a great defenseman in front of me on Sunday
Obviously.
mornings. He can play.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask you as well, just about, your fandom in terms of baseball. I mean, I can only assume that you're probably a Jays fan, Jeff.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on what's going on here? Because it's not very fun.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, I haven't paid attention too much this season. I've been so busy.
That's good.
I umpire as well, guys. So, every night that I'm not coaching, I've been at the diamond umpiring. So you don't have a whole lot of time to watch the Jays.
Wow.
Well,
but that gives you a nice perspective
much.
of the game, right? Like it gives you a totally different, because like a guy like me who just doesn't think an umpire makes a right call ever would have a different outlook, right? No, but I mean, when you're coaching, you must have a little bit of a different feel for the game because you know the other side and what the ump's going through, right?
Oh yeah, it's it's different when you're behind that dish there watching that ball come in, and as a coach you're watching it come in on the side and say, oh, that looks good, but
that's what I did
behind there. Oh, it's outside by this much. It's the ball.
Yeah. What do you think of the robot umpiring if we ever get
I was
to that
just gonna ask
in the majors?
No, I don't think so.
No,
you don't like it?
No, I don't think I'd like that. So it's it takes some different element out of the game, right? There's split second decisions and stuff you got to make that I don't know whether this robot thing's going to work at all. But
I'll respectfully differ with you on that.
Yeah, Clarkey. Clarkey is a big robot guy.
I am.
I don't mind the integration of it either. As long as it's for getting certain calls correct. And I don't know how they're going to implement. I know in the minors, they're trying out like a challenge system where you can challenge things as a pitcher or batter. I don't hate that, but I mean, how do you become good and ultimately confident as an umpire, Jeff? I mean, you've obviously been doing it for a while. What does it take to kind of feel comfortable back behind the plate? Because some of these guys can throw this ball and it moves all over the place.
Yeah, that's for sure. You get some of those curveballs or sliders and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting out way over here and it's crossing the plate, and yet the catcher's catching it way out here.
Yeah,
it went through the zone there, boys.
Yeah,
and I guess what I've been taught and when I'm umpiring is I'm looking at the front of the plate. I don't care where the ball goes into the catcher's glove. That means nothing to me. It's where it's crossing that front of the plate is where I'm looking.
Mm.
Yeah, which I think a lot of people, especially watching on TV, Clarkey, don't necessarily understand.
I see a little box. I know where the strike zone is.
Okay, Clarkey, thank you. We appreciate your input. I'm sure.
Thank you. Thank you,
Jeff. I want to ask you as well. Obviously, a lot of these guys on your team this year that won this championship are hoping to push through and challenge for spots on the senior team. What's that been like watching the development of some of these guys? I mean, you told us a little bit about our friend Paul Sabrin and his scouting report. I'm sure he wants to play senior ball at some point. What's it been like watching the development of this team that ultimately ended up winning a title?
Yeah, it was. It was challenging at the start, right? Trying to get enough kids gathered together, and when you have a couple back out, we fortunate was able to get some references from Waterloo coach that I've coached against for a number of years, and he said, "Hey, Les was looking for a couple kids, so go there," and they did, and both those kids was a big help for the team this year, so. That helped.
And when will you hold tryouts for next year? When does that happen?
Oh, we really never have tryouts.
You need tryouts.
Kind of whoever we can recruit, more or less.
So if I was under 22, I'd be right there.
Yeah, we'd have you, Clarkey. We'd have
okay,
you.
Good.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. I'm curious as well. Just a little bit about the league and Midwestern Ontario senior baseball. It's gotten very popular over the last number of years. What makes the league special?
Well, the league and the rules and stuff that we've got there allow for a little more flexibility. What I like about it is that we're not playing, the exact 9-player ball that you play in the major leagues. We allow us to have play with an EP, an extra player that gets another kid in batting, and do re-entry, those sort of things, and that makes it, we're not playing in the majors right now, boys. So let's try and get as many people in and kids in playing the game each night as we can. That's always been my approach. If you show up to the game, I'm going to try and get you in somehow through the game, and that keeps the kids coming back. Worst thing is you're going to go play the same 9 kids all the time, and then the other ones just sit on the bench. It just does not work, because they end up saying, F you, and then when you need to cut some extra players, they're not there. So it's a big challenge.
Absolutely. Well, you spread the wealth around all year, and it obviously culminated in that great picture there, a title, the champions of the Midwestern Ontario Senior Baseball League U-22 division, the Listowel Legionnaires. You can never take away a championship. Very special stuff. Jeff, before we let you go, because we're going to touch on this later in the show, you revealed to us that you're a Leaf fan. Clarkey's a Leaf fan. What do you think Auston Matthews wearing the C? Give us your thoughts here.
Well, probably okay. I was surprised that they took it away from John Tavares as being the senior player there. Like, that just shocked me that they did that. But I guess you got to support your big guy, right? The future of the team. So.
He's the big cat. Well, Clarkey, we're going to definitely dig into that, because I know you have some thoughts. You were away last week when it got announced. I know you have some thoughts, so we will dig into that next. Jeff, thanks so much for doing this, my friend. And again, hey, congratulations. It's not every day you get to win a title. Congrats to you and the boys. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, guys.
Way to go.
At the arena, at the John Kerr or the Steve Kerr.
There you go.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see you there. Jeff Bannerman, the head coach of the under-22 champion Listowel Legionnaires. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, lots to talk about. Clarkey's back. We'll talk about Auston Matthews. We'll get to that. But there's lots of other stuff to talk about as well, including some big returnees to the CFL. I know Clarkey's excited to talk about his boatman. We'll do that next on Instigating. Back on Instigating here, Ryan Drury, Clarkey. Once again, congratulations to the Listowel Legionnaires under-22 team. Great accomplishment. Listowel, Clarkey, we're a baseball town.
Yeah, we are. Who would have known? We're not a squash town, that's for sure.
Yeah, not anymore, but
No, that's BS too, by the way. I haven't said anything about this, but whatever happened, I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, I'm not happy about it. Okay, and I know it's not our friend Al's fault, but whatever happened to make the squash courts close their doors for good should never have happened. We have lots of fast food restaurants, no problem having those come to town. But a nice squash court where you could go and exercise and feel good about your health closes down. I don't get it. I'm not happy about it. And it just makes me want to move.
It makes you, well,
yeah, it does. It makes me want to move out of this town.
I understand what you mean. I mean, I still like Listowel. Let's not go overboard here, but I am upset about it as well. And obviously we were good friends with Al over there at the squash courts, who of course owns the Legionnaires now. So he's a nice pick me up for him for sure with the U-22s winning. But yeah, I don't know, man. Look, this isn't a politics show, and
I'm not getting into politics. I'm just saying I know what you're saying. There was a news story on CKNX about
I wrote a story about it, and Al had a lot of grievances, and there's a lot of municipal back and forth. I don't pretend to be an expert on any of it.
Somebody really dropped the ball, and someone overstepped their boundaries, I think. And there's no question there. I don't like any of it. It's such a shame.
I don't.
It's such a shame.
It is. I don't know what it ultimately boil down to in terms of who's at fault here. But I think in a situation like this, it's a number of different people that didn't do their job correctly, whether it was the people that built the building, the people that own the building. I don't know. There's
either.
a lot of finger
All
pointing.
I know is I miss playing squash.
I miss playing squash too. It was my favorite thing. I played Al twice a week. I used to go in there by myself sometimes. Like it was, I played Steve Sabrin. Like it was a lot of fun. We never ended up getting to play each other.
We never did.
Beat me really badly, but
I would have.
Well, I'm not very good, but I used to have fun, and it is a shame. If you're like us and you're upset about it, you can look my story up about it. That was a couple months ago now, but sadly, ultimately the squash courts had to close, and I don't know. Draw your own conclusions from what I was able to gather. Al, I definitely don't blame him. He's certainly not at fault for it.
And there's no reviving it. If anyone out there's thinking it's going to revive, it's not. It's not reviving.
Well, not in that location.
Well, not by Al, because Al sold all the stuff. It's gone.
Well, also that, but also not in that building because of the requirements that are, by law needed to be put into that facility to bring it up to code. Again, guys, look, I'm a sports guy. I'm a music guy.
I know.
I don't.
All I know is I miss
laws.
playing squash. That's all I know.
Yes.
I don't want to get into
really. That's what it boils down.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah. It doesn't matter the details. That's not what I'm paid to do. That's not what we're paid to do. I'm not up on municipal building code bylaws. I'm just not. But that's
obviously
for
other
somebody
people
else
aren't
to
either.
Figure out. Obviously other people aren't either. That's
and where are the blueprints
for sure?
Where are the blueprints?
Again, you're
nobody knows
right
apparently
here.
From what I hear.
And
anyway,
and
that's not sports talk. That's architectural talk.
Yeah. Really. What it boils down to, I think, is there's been a lot of mistakes made. Anyway, I do want to talk about a couple things specifically. You're back.
Talk. I'm back.
And really, really quick before
my back. Yep.
Yeah, before we dig back into last week's show, because I know you have some thoughts. Before we do that, though, you were away last week, and we made reference to it, and you were down in Pittsburgh, my least favorite city in the world.
Why?
And you, because
it's a beautiful city.
It is a beautiful city. We all know why I don't like Pittsburgh. Take a look behind me here.
I understand.
Now,
they have more cups.
Anyway, I want to ask you.
Yeah.
How was the boss?
The boss was the boss.
What does that mean?
He's still very good at what he does. As I mentioned to you before, I'm not a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. My buddy.
Then I don't even want to hear your takeaway. Then.
No, it's like it was fine. But let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you think is his most famous song? Let's just start there. Most famous, not favorite, not whatever, most famous.
It would either be Born in the USA or Dancing in the Dark, I would say. Probably Born to Run. There's a top three. Those are the big.
But you mentioned Born in the USA first, which in my mind is the number. Like that's his bestseller. That's the number one song.
The big song.
Right. Guess what he didn't sing?
Didn't play that?
Didn't play it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why aren't you surprised?
I'm not surprised by that, and I'll tell you why. Again, I don't want to turn this into a politics show, but over the last number of years, a certain political party down there has been using that song a lot.
I know. And that could be the reason, but it's too bad.
It is too bad. Hey, look, sometimes you go see an artist and you really want a legacy artist. I went and saw one on Monday. I saw two on Monday, and you want to hear the big ones.
Yeah, because and that's why I said I'm not a big fan, right? So I want to hear
the ones you know.
Hits, right?
But you heard all the other ones. He played Dancing in the Dark. He played Secret Garden. He played The River. Guaranteed. What did he play for 3+ hours? Probably.
Yep.
Yeah. So
but a lot of songs, honestly, though, a lot of songs I never heard, like a lot, and that's because I'm not a huge fan. That's all.
You're not a huge fan.
But
I would have gotten a lot more
that away from him. Like if it was Lionel and he played a a lot of hits that you wouldn't know, but I did. I would have loved the concert, but anyway.
Yeah, that's different, right? It's just a different taste.
It is.
I'm a huge Springsteen guy.
Exactly.
My friends all are. Like we, and I'm more eclectic. I like some of the stuff that's not the bigger, massive radio hits. I like those songs too, but there you go. I'm glad you had fun. It was at the baseball diamond, wasn't it?
No, it was at PPG. It was in the
it was where it was in the okay. I thought it was maybe out at the ball diamond. Well, there you go. You were indoors, you were cozy. There you go. And you got to see the boss. How about that?
I did. Like his encore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs. Born to Run, Glory Days, Dancing in the Dark. So there was 3 songs I knew. 10th Avenue Freeze Out.
Oh, what a track.
There you go.
Come on, dude.
And then Twist and Shout, which was kind of fun. And then his encore,
okay, nice.
Second encore was I'll See You in My Dreams. He just did it acoustically.
Amazing. No, that would have been amazing. I would have been crying the whole time. That would have been amazing. Good stuff. Hey, you got to see one of the best ever. You didn't get a lot out of it, but that's okay. Like
that's
you
okay.
Can say,
and I will say too, you
can say you went.
He sang a Commodore song.
There you go.
But it was post Lionel Night Shift.
Okay, well, fine.
Gonna be a long night.
That's all well and good. Well, they're buddies and whatever because they both sang on that We Are the World thing.
They did.
Did you watch that documentary, by the way?
Great documentary.
I'm sure you did. Yeah,
I did.
I'll be honest. I had no idea that Lionel spearheaded that whole thing.
Oh,
I did not know that. I didn't know that.
The same night he hosted the Grammys.
Talk.
The same night he hosted the Grammys.
That's right.
And they went right through to like 7, 8 a.m. Well, we're politics and music. That's what the show's all about.
We've turned this into record talk.
Exactly. So anyway, it was a fun
show.
It was a fun little trip. I saw someone with a Skeens jersey on. So that's as close as I got to him. Is someone
there you go
with his jersey on.
I wonder if Skeensy was there throwing some heat with the boss.
He may have been.
That?
I had a chat with Kyle. And and Jason and
sure.
Yeah. So
I legitimately met Jason Spezza last year. He was in Guelph doing some scouting.
Nice.
Pretty recognizable guy.
Yeah.
Nice dude. And Kyle, I've told you I've seen Dubas there a couple times over the years.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
He is.
But he didn't make Auston Matthews the captain, which is happening.
He didn't. Yeah, let's dig into that. Now, obviously, last week we had Homestand Sports and Homestand Leafs host Justin Pooney,
who's a Canucks fan or something.
He's from Vancouver. He loves his Nucks.
You can't host a Leaf show when you're in Vancouver. And
yes, you can.
Al's brother, same thing. Why don't they just go and do a Vancouver Canucks show then?
Well, but Al's brother has grown more into a Leaf fan over the years. He still likes the Nucks. Remember, he said that to us. He's more of a Leaf guy now. And I actually
don't think
Justin
that it's
though. No, but I actually think it's a good thing that they have that dichotomy on the show. They've got a guy who is a Leaf fan in Albert.
It's sort of like you and I.
Exactly. We talk a lot of Leafs on here, and we're going to do it again because I need your opinion because you were away when the news broke that Mr. Matthews is going to be your new captain. First of all, how do you feel about this? And how do you feel about some of the takeaways that Justin had?
Well, I think, to be quite honest with you, this was a plan for 5 years. I think Auston was going to be the captain, and then he got caught with his pants down, and they didn't want to make him a captain. He was young. They didn't want to give it to him. So they went to JT and said, listen, you're going to be the guy. Because remember, JT was the assistant for the first year. He wasn't the captain. My John Tavares jersey I have upstairs has the A on it, not a C. He was the assistant. So I think they went to him and said, listen, we want you to be the guy until Austin's ready. Did this happen? I have no idea. I'm just assuming. I really think it did. And I don't think JT had any issues whatsoever giving it up. I really don't. He had a good time, 5 years. Time to get, or was it 6?
Well, a good time maybe is a stretch, but he had a time. He wore it with aplomb. He wore it well.
He wore it well.
He wore it well.
I think he was a good leader. And Austin's ready to take over. He's ready to take over. And hopefully he can get them to the next level along with Craig Berube. I have
Now-
no problem with it. I don't know if captains really mean as much as they used to mean. I don't know. I heard Rick Vive talking about it last week on another podcast, and
Yep.
he's thrilled. He said, JT was great, and he says he's looking forward to Auston, and he thinks Auston's a great member to be joining him as a captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I'm happy for him. I'd love for him to be able to go to Mitch Marner and say this ain't junior hockey.
Yeah, like Nylander did. Yeah,
Exactly.
Here's the thing, right? I agree with you, because I think all of us at the time, and I know at the time when JT was named captain, I think we all shared the same opinion that the only reason that happened was because of that run-in with the law in his hometown that Matthews had.
So. Yeah,
and because he follows, albeit a few years later, the trend of generally in the NHL, I would say 95% of the teams, the captain of the team is generally the best player, and he is their best player by a country mile, by some way. And I think if that incident hadn't happened, then he probably would have been captain sooner. However, I don't think, I like John Tavares. I think he's a good hockey player, a really good hockey player. But unfortunately, he's not a great hockey player. And he wasn't able to help this team ultimately do anything of substance outside of win one playoff series and then immediately put together one of the worst series collectively by a group of star players I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's not a euphemism. And Clarkey, you're laughing.
You just love, because you love saying that. You say it all the time, and you do.
I don't.
Like poking the bear, poke the bear, poke the bear.
I'm not trying to poke the bear. It's true. That series, when they finally beat
not disputing
Tampa,
it. As I say to you all the time, I'm not disputing it. Move on. I get it.
As I say to you all the time, this is a fact. And until they change the narrative, this is all we have.
You're right.
We talk about the Leafs a lot on this show, Clarkey. This is all we have.
I know.
Because it's all they supply us.
Yes.
I know it's a broken record, and you know that better than anybody, but this is what the record is. I can't help that.
Yes,
I can't change that.
I just don't like talking about the record. I don't like talking about the record. I get it. How
do you think I felt? 45 years.
And then what happened?
And they won.
It happened.
And now the record's different for my team, but for your team, it isn't. The record's very much still broken.
Correct. Not yet. Correct. But it could happen. I can see the Leafs going down the same path as the Caps. So let's see what happens.
Well, they have to prove that these players have the gumption that was shown on that Caps roster,
or they changed the players like the Caps did. One or the other. That's right.
It really is one or the other. Unfortunately,
and maybe they're trying, or they've resigned themselves to the fact. Okay, this is the lineup this year. Next year, Mitch, you're gone. John, you're coming in at $4 million, or you're gone. What do you want?
See, I think they should move away from Tavares, and again, because he's not getting any younger. He had 65 points last year. I'd be floored if he surpassed that this year. Here's the thing. I hate to do this. History is going to show that it was a mistake to sign him. It was, because they didn't need him. They didn't. And so I think ultimately what's gonna be looked back on, unfortunately, is
it's easy to say that now, but whatever.
Well, it's extremely easy to say that because the reality is what it is.
I know. I get it.
He's tangibly done nothing to help that team achieve anything meaningful. Sorry. I mean, that's just what it is. And again, I love the guy. I think he's a tremendous person. All you ever hear about him is that he's a great guy, great teammate. This is what it is. And unless they do something miraculous this year, which I don't foresee happening, and Justin and I and Steve Sabrin last week touched on that, which I'd like your opinion on now. I asked him.
I have a bad memory. I remember yelling at the radio. But I can't remember exactly some of the.
We asked him if he thought that the Leafs would be over or under 102.5 points. I thought that was a fair. They've hit 100 a lot recently, and he said under, and a big reason why was he pointed to the goaltending uncertainties, and he pointed to that blue line still not really loving what they have in comparison to other teams, specifically in the division. What are your thoughts? I mean, I know you're looking at this with blue tinted glasses, but what are your thoughts genuinely? Do you think they can go over 102.5? I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
How many did they have last year?
I don't know what they had last year off the top of my head. 106?
It was definitely over. Yes, I think they can. There's question marks like there was last year. I mean, we went into last year with question marks in net and question marks on D. I don't think the goaltending is any worse this year than it was going into last year. Your guy's gone. Justin Wall is the guy.
Joseph Wall, and don't call Ilya Samsonov my guy. Don't do that.
The guy you love to hate on is gone.
They had 102 on the button last year.
Okay, so there's where the 102.
Followed by 111, 115, which was a franchise record.
Yeah.
77 COVID shortened year, 81, 100, 105. Like they've hit the century mark consistently over the last number of years, and they probably would have done it in the COVID shortened year.
I think the defense is better with Chris Tanev. It better be better.
I do too.
So
I do too.
I would honestly. I think it'll be over, but I think they're going to be a different looking team, and I don't think Auston Matthews is going to score 69 goals. I think it'll be a different team. That's something that you can't hope for every year. It's such a gaudy total. I think he'll score. I think FanDuel has him at win the
54.5. Oh yeah, I would. That wouldn't shock anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. I do think if they do go over, they'll just creep over. It'll be like 103,
here's why I think they'll go over. I think last year they went into some prolonged slumps. They had another terrible start last year, as they did the year before.
Which can't happen this year.
It cannot happen this year.
Not with him wearing the C.
And you know, like I would love to think that it's going to be like a light switch and Craig Berube's going to come in and everything's going to be great. It's not going to be that way. But I just see Craig Berube as a guy who can distinguish bad habits quicker, maybe, than Keefe could. And
he has a bit more of a respect factor too.
Right. And keep them out of those longer slumps that they go in. Like they were such a hot and cold team at times last year, and they got to get off to a good start. And I think, I'm saying over. I'm saying over. Maybe not a lot over, but I'm saying over.
I feel you there too. There's still so much talent there. It's just they did get older, and also I do wonder, the health. You know, Joseph Wall really scares me. The kid it's quite clear the kid has a lot of talent. Can this guy stay healthy when he pushes over from post to post on a Tuesday night? Like every time he makes a desperation save, I'm nervous that he's blown his hip out. And
it was his groin last year.
For a young guy, it's scary to consider those things, right? And Anthony Stolar is a career backup who had a great year last year with Florida. What can he do if he has to play 55
here's my thing,
games?
Though. Are they any worse going into this year with those two guys as they were going into last year?
No.
Right.
I don't think you can say they are because of what Samsonov supplied. Dark guy.
He was on waivers.
Dark guy be damned. Dark guy be damned.
I know. They went through the whole beginning of the year with this guy couldn't make a save on a beach ball. Then he gets waived. No one picks him up. He goes and talks to a miracle worker and comes back hot and then done again. So, no, I think the goaltending is as iffy as it is, Ryan, and I agree it is.
It's a wash.
The roll of the dice
compared to last year.
It's a wash. And
it's a wash. I agree.
You lose Bertuzzi, but
you sit there though, and I think Justin's point was you look around the division, and I don't think that they made themselves better than what a lot of other teams around them have.
Well, and are you talking about Montreal signing Laine?
No, and we'll touch on that in a second. But what they don't have is, and here's the other thing, they eventually you would think one of the three, maybe even two of the three of Buffalo, Detroit, Ottawa will eventually become good enough and consistent enough that they challenge one of these upper echelon Atlantic teams
I don't doubt
for a
that.
playoff spot. So that factors in. Detroit just missed out last year. Then you've got teams in the other division that push for wild card spots, like Philly. A lot of people are high on Philly getting into the playoffs. They just missed out because of my Caps. Buffalo, a lot of talent there. Lindy Ruff back in town. They're feeling like they have some swagger back. And you look around the division and you look at the number one defenseman on other teams, Montreal aside, and Ottawa to a degree as well, because Chychrun's gone and Thomas Chabot, a lot of injury problems. But you look at Buffalo. Toronto doesn't have an Owen Power or a Rasmus Dahlin. Boston, they don't have Charlie McAvoy.
Buffalo sucked with those two guys last year. So.
I understand your counterpoint. Yes. You look around and you look at Detroit. They don't have some of the guys that they have there either, right? So you do look around and I think that's where some of the opinion comes in. Now, you brought up, ultimately, I think the Leafs are going to do what they did last year. And here's a take I had last week too. That
better in the playoffs. Please.
Yeah, please. I'm not predicting that. I think they'll lose in the first round again because I'm done. No, I'm done. Clarkey, the last 3 years I've gone on this show with you in April and I said, this is the year they're going to do it.
I know. You got to be all excited. I thought this guy knows what he's talking about. And of course he didn't.
Okay. So anyway, I can't do it anymore. And I think a lot of people can't. And maybe that's why they'll break through. Maybe they'll break through because people are going, no, it's
you
over.
And Doigie can watch the parade on the TV. I'll be down there. You're not invited.
I'm not going to watch the parade. I couldn't care less if they won. Other than that, I would like for you to be happy. Outside of that, I do not care. If they never win a Stanley Cup for the rest of my life, I don't care.
Actually, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm thinking out loud here.
No,
I was going to say when they're clinching the Stanley Cup, that game, you and Adam should be there filming it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, I think
absolutely we will get that on film somehow. Okay. We
Adam,
will record it.
Adam, book it. June 14th, 2025.
Yeah. The way the NHL operates,
right?
It'll be June 19th.
It could be. It went to halfway. It went later than that this year, didn't it? I think so.
You brought up some big news in the hockey world as well up here in Canada, and that's Patrick Laine making his return to the Great White North.
Yeah.
As he was traded, Columbus shedding all that salary, and Montreal is going to roll the dice, which sounds like a strange thing to say about a 26-year-old. Remember, him and Matthews, same age, they came in at the same time. The guy has had a lot of personal issues, obviously, over the last number of years. Recently announced a new mental health initiative alongside his wife, which I'm very much in support of. Love that. Hope the guy's doing well. But he's had a tough time living up to that number 2 overall billing outside of that big rookie year he had. And Montreal, they've got a nice little collection of talent there. I think he'll factor in on the power play. I think that this is probably worth the risk for Montreal ultimately. I really do, because if they can get this guy excited about playing hockey again and being in arguably, some would say, the biggest market in the NHL. I know Toronto's right there, but Montreal is Montreal. They could really be in for a steal here because they didn't give up that much to get him other than having to take on that salary, $8.7 million.
That's a lot.
If they can get him to click and turn into a 35, 40, maybe even more goal scorer, this will be a win for Montreal, but it is risky.
I'm telling you right now. Okay, listen to me.
Yes.
This was the Maple Leafs who signed Patrick Laine.
Who traded for Patrick Laine.
Pardon? Traded. Sorry, yes, traded. You would be saying, and let's not worry about salary, that this was the stupidest thing the Leafs could do. This guy has scored in the last. I'm going to go. Yes, you would.
I'm telling you right now. I would have loved it if my team got him.
This guy is a dog. This guy's a dog. I'm sorry, he's a dog.
He's really talented, Clarkey.
It's been 6 years since he scored more than 28 goals.
I know. But there's the other side of the coin I'm talking about here. He's got that talent ceiling, and he's played so poorly and still scored 20 plus playing poorly. So one would think if he
in
can
2 years out of the last 5. I don't know. Like, good luck to them.
I'm just saying.
Montreal loves these projects. Good luck to them. It's a lot of salary. How long is he signed for? A long time.
Believe he's got 6 years left off the top of my head.
Good on them. I'm glad they.
Here's
and I keep saying
here's what the
traded
hope
for
is.
This guy. Fine, go.
Here's what the hope is for them. They're hoping that he becomes Alexei Kovalev 2.0.
Good. Okay.
That is what they're hoping for, because remember when Kovalev went to Montreal, people were saying, here's the Habs just trying to get this has-been talent who's very mercurial and everything. And Kovalev played some really, really good hockey for them. That's what they're hoping. And the kid's 26. He's not washed up. He can score. It's just, can he be inspired, and can he tap in to that immense talent that got him drafted 2nd overall? It's a risk.
Let's not beat around the bush. And I worry about him with, he's got mental issues. It's not easy to play in Montreal. You think you say you love the spotlight. You say you love the spotlight. Tell me you love the spotlight next February when you've scored 5 goals on the season and the Montreal media is coming down on you big time.
That's part of the risk here.
That's
part of the risk here. I like the guy.
Good luck on I hate on the Habs. You know I do. And I know
you do.
Like, I sort of love it, because what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. Laine is going to go there, maybe 21 goals, maybe. And then they're going to finish probably 10th in the conference, miss the playoffs, and not have a high draft pick. Love it. Leafs did that for freaking 40 years. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yes, they did.
Perfect.
I genuinely, I like the guy. I like that fan base. They're a passionate fan base. I don't have a problem with them, obviously. And I like Patrick Laine. I was so entertained by him at the World Juniors that year with that big line that he played on with Aho and Puljujärvi. I was so excited to watch him.
What year was that?
Ovechkin-esque shot, 2016.
Yeah.
2016. And 8 years ago. But that was the World Juniors. He was a World Junior player.
I get it.
And I genuinely hope for the best for him. And I think he'll score bare min. I think he'll score 26. At least.
That's not an $8.7 million player.
Well,
not even close. Anyway, good luck to them. Good luck to you.
Well, if I was a Montreal fan, my rebuttal to you would be that you've got a bunch of guys that don't earn the money on your roster. So anyway, let's move on to some other big news in Toronto.
What other big news is there?
And that's Chad Kelly coming back from his 9-game suspension. Now, we're recording this on the day he returns, Thursday, August 22nd. It's confirmed he's starting, and this is obviously a big deal. We're talking about the most outstanding player from last season, got himself in a bunch of trouble for very good reason. Chad Kelly came out Tuesday this week, was very apologetic. I think said all the right things. He's on a last chance clause. Yes,
Chad, you're out of the league
with a chance to appeal. It. But the hope would be obviously that he doesn't do something so stupid again.
If trouble has followed this guy around.
It has. He had incidents in college with different rumors about him being not a very good teammate. Different stuff. I digress. You're a big Leaf guy. You're a big Boatman guy.
I am.
You love your Argos.
I do.
How are you feeling about this, and how do you feel about how everything shook down? And were you, there it is, big Boatman guy.
Yep. That's right.
How are you feeling about Chad's return, and I'm
excited about it.
Were you accepting of his apology for all of this?
Hey, we all make
mistakes. He put the team in a tough position, Clark.
He did. We all make mistakes. And you hope he's learned from it. I don't obviously condone anything he did. It was not very good.
No.
It wasn't good, but no, I'm an Argo fan. And as much as Dukes has played okay, Chad
he's been fine.
The MOP. He's the MOP from last year. And he didn't have a good Eastern final, as we know, against Montreal, but this was hanging over his head, which we didn't know at the time. Now we know. So hopefully he can get on track and get on track fast. Even Arbuckle came in and did okay the last couple of games, but I think they're set up nice, and I'm excited about it. I want the Boatman to They play Calgary tonight, and then of course the Labor Day Classic. Is it Calgary?
Believe so.
No, I don't think it's Calgary. They just went home and home. They just went home and home, I think, with them. But could be Saskatchewan. But then they play, of course,
Saskatchewan's good this year too.
They play Saskatchewan. They play Hamilton, on Labor Day as the old Labor Day Classic. Do you want to go?
They're playing Saskatchewan.
That's what
we should go.
We should go to the Labor Day Classic.
And
it's
on
not
that
cheap,
note,
though. That's the problem.
I know, but we should go. And on that note, we are going to work on getting our friend Mike Hogan, who is the director of media relations and communications with the Argos, and of course the voice of the Argos as well, on to talk about this and the team so far.
Maybe a ticket contact.
Maybe a ticket. We'll see. I don't like to bug guys.
No,
Hoagie's
we'll
a big
pay
deal.
for them, but
okay?
I mean, maybe he can.
Yes, obviously.
Maybe we can get a press pass. Hey, why don't we get a press pass?
We could get a press pass.
Why can't we get a press pass?
We're legit.
We're going to get a press pass.
And Hoagie knows
I get
that.
press
We've had him
passes
on the show.
Will you come?
Yes.
Because I don't want to go to work and then you say, "Oh, Clarkey, Kate."
No, I'll go. Dude, I go to events. I go to events.
Fine. All the people out there are like, "Oh yeah, just going because you get in for free." We're working. We're reporting on the game.
I get into lots of events for free. I'm not trying to pump my tires or something. I show up and I do work at those events.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely.
I'm not going and eating
the free
60
food is pretty good
and
too, eh?
The food's great. Yeah, that's a perk.
Okay, we got a break.
But you go and you do a job.
I'm excited about my couch potato. Maybe the most excited I've ever been.
Amazing. And hey, Nathan Rourke coming back to the CFL. They're excited about that.
Yeah,
Bad first start.
But the first game though. But anyway.
Arguably the two best players in the CFL back in action. And that's
let's break and do couch
Canadian
potatoes.
Football.
Let's go.
Fans, yes, let's break. We'll take a quick break, come back with the couch potatoes brought to you by Conway Furniture next.
Mm-hmm.
Back to wrap things up here on Instigating with Clarkey and Dre, brought to you by Conway Furniture, Highway 86, east end of Listowel. Of course, Larry Hudson, Chevrolet Buick GMC, where the deals are always hot. Okay.
And we have a couple of days left of employee pricing. Get down there. Let's go.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
Trucks are moving.
Go see Clarkey.
Large SUVs. Come and see me. Let's go. Couple more days of employee pricing. Okay, couch potato time.
Couch Potato brought to you by Conway Furniture. Phil Main, tell us where Conway Furniture is.
Conway Furniture, Highway 86, just east of Listowel.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Highway 86, east end of
Adam
Listowel.
on the ball.
I guess I have to go first this week.
You're going to go first because, as I said,
you're so excited.
I'm so excited. Come on, go.
Okay.
Let's go.
My couch potato is a great Canadian and a great ball player who announced his retirement this week. It is so sad. It's almost a dual couch potato because the Jays factor, it's a joke they didn't call this guy up, but we are celebrating the career of one Joey Votto. Joey, this guy's going to Cooperstown, one of the great players of his generation. I would argue you could make a real case that he might be the greatest Canadian baseball player ever. Just an unbelievable guy. Didn't end up getting to play for the hometown Jays, but a legend, Gold Glover, an MVP in 2010 with his Cincinnati Reds. He'll go into Cooperstown wearing a Reds jersey. He is one of the most precise batters of his generation, maybe all time. Clarkey, do you know that when this guy stepped into the box, he either made contact and maybe hit a ground out, maybe hit a liner, maybe hit a lot of home runs. He did that. Mm-hmm. He popped out for an out 4 times in his career.
Crazy, eh? That is crazy.
Absolutely insane. He is a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Joey Votto, my Conway Furniture couch potato. Enjoy your retirement, Joey.
And I want to congratulate you on being the only person probably when they're talking about Joey Votto to show him in a Bison's jersey. That was very classy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
because it's what could have been. It's what could have been.
Well, could have been, should have been a Jays jersey. Anyway, my turn. Is it my turn? Okay. Do you know the name James Power? He's my Conway Furniture couch potato. Adam Rowlett. James Power. He's been on this show. Do you remember? Anyway, I finally bit the bullet. Okay. and I bought something from James.
Oh my God.
Power.
Wow.
I bought something from James Power.
Oh, wow. Clarkey.
Look at this.
That's amazing.
There it is.
The Palmateer.
Yeah. There it is. Goalie
Wow,
Monster
dude.
Canada.
Yes. James
And,
was on the show,
he
and
was.
we talked about his custom vintage goalie painting business.
Yeah.
It's really cool, man. You look sharp. You've never looked better.
I know. Isn't it
I
awesome?
actually prefer this.
Isn't it awesome? Like this is going to be
really
a staple.
cool.
This is going to be a staple on the show from now on. You'll see it somewhere. Behind me, on a shelf. I got to build a new set.
I feel a
Will be
new
front and center.
I feel a new segment coming on almost. Mask or no mask?
We got to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, that could be in the near future, but it's real sharp, dude. I love the Palmateer. It's really, really great, man. You look good. You look good.
It is really unbelievable. I am so happy when I got the box. I was like, oh, it got here like 5 days early. I ripped her open. I thought I got to videotape this for the show. But thanks to James Power, Goalie Monster Canada, makes these beautiful masks. Check him out on Facebook. And
he's got a bunch of different
one.
He's got a bunch of different designs, goalies all across the spectrum from many different eras. Go check out Goalie Monster Canada. He's got so much cool stuff on there.
You can even get a Palmateer Caps mask.
I know. He does have the Palmateer Capitals. I'm going to have to look into that, and then we could match, if you will.
Exactly.
What we need to do is I'll get that, and then we'll get Mike Palmateer on the show.
I know Mike. I know you do.
I know you do. Pretty sharp, Clarkey. I like it, man.
I do
Conway
too.
Furniture Couch Potatoes. How about that? Go see our friends at Conway Furniture, Highway 86 East End of Listowel if you want to join the Couch Potato movement. All right. You can watch this show Friday nights at 8, Sunday nights at 9 with our friends on Whiteman TV. That's channel 6 for Whiteman subscribers. We debut on our YouTube channel Friday nights at 9. Follow us on social media at Instigating Pod. And remember to find the podcast version on all your favorite podcast apps. For myself, Ryan Drury, and for that guy, Clarkey Palmateer, that's it for Instigating this week. We'll be back next week with more.